So before the break, we were talking about how so many of these AI videos and pictures look so real that it's really confusing a lot of people and becoming a big problem. We saw that during the election. How people are saying, no, I heard her say that. I heard him say this. It became a big problem. So just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, we're going to show you an AI video right now, and we want you to tell us which one is fake and which one is real.
I'm going to show you some magic. It's the real thing. I mean, it's all the real thing.
Okay, surprise here. The Tom Cruise one was real, so was the dog. No, actually, no. Both of them are actually fake, but that Tom Cruise one looked so real. The only reason why we would challenge the dog one is because we know dogs don't dance like that.
Yes.
All right, but so many things, it's an issue.
Yeah, so we filter. There's something called the web of belief, that our beliefs are reiterated by the previous networks of beliefs and understanding. So we were just talking off camera. Kids now are experiencing a world where they are very cynical sometimes about what they see, whereas in the past, an example that I give is some of the earliest newsreels that were shown in theaters before people had seen movies. There was a reel of a train coming at the audience. People ran screaming from the theater because they knew rationally that the train wasn't going to hit them, but they felt it so deeply. Now, you would have somebody institutionalized if they ran out under the same situation. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you were saying, yeah, you're absolutely right, because we're used to it. But same with the whole, I said the political slant earlier. If you don't like that politician and they're doing something negative, you go, no, it's true, because you're already predispositioned.
I've seen it, I heard
to believe
true.
that. Yeah. All right, I was going through some of my old high school pictures, and I found a picture from my senior prom. Somebody asked me, and that Shamar Moore and I, many of you might not know this, but Shamar Moore and I had dated, and we went different ways in our careers. So, but anyway, just stuff like that. Okay, that is used in jest, and it can be fun, right? But to your point earlier, Rania, about the pornography, for example, Paris Hilton was just in Washington, D.C., advocating for legislation where people can, sue or get restored with some damages if their pictures have been used. And she said something like 70,000 pictures of her in pornographic situations, and obviously she had not, participated in any of them. But that can be your children too.
This is where we must go. So actors like Matthew McConaughey recently, looking to trademark his likeness, his face, his voice. We were talking about Scarlett Johansson and the lawsuit that she filed against an AI bot that sounded like her. This is where we must go, because to have an image of a child used in any capacity, whether it's sexually suggestive or it's I like Diet Coke, it shouldn't be allowed, and until there is a consequence, nothing will change, and there must be consequence.
Dr. Wright, and you're a lawyer, Rania, but Dr. Wright, you were talking about years ago that if somebody is going to law school right now, they need to find some place that's got a program that deals with meta law.
Yeah, so this is exactly, when we had the rise of drone technology, the rise of augmented and virtual reality, extended reality, and now with AI, there are these new dimensions of law. We're having to regulate things that we've never had to before. So likeness rights, Black Mirror is a great series for looking at what can happen in a dystopian society where we sort of lose control and we don't anticipate those issues of likeness, governance. The EU...
We're playing catch up like we had to play with the internet, right?
Well, exactly. And there's catch up, but there's anticipating it, which is the space that I like to be in. Risk mitigation, understanding the risks that are out there, figuring out which risks can we identify, which can we mitigate. The EU's AI Act right now is doing a lot of work in trying to just regulate transparency, saying, okay, these things are going to be out there, but you have a legal obligation and responsibility to notify and label things as AI generated.
Yeah, even us as journalists, we used to rely, always say, hey, if you have storm damage, send in your storm damage so we, we'll use it on the air. If you have this happened, whatever. And now we have to verify that it's real. real, that somebody didn't just, form something with AI and send it to us. So it makes our jobs even much harder, an extra step that we have to take. All right, Tony has a question here. He says, I keep seeing pictures and videos online that turn out to be fake, and it's honestly getting hard to tell what's real anymore. With deepfakes and AI everywhere, how can we spot what's fake? Any red flags to watch out for? Now, in the beginning, I think we could see those red flags a little easier. It's getting harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. One of the things, ironically, that you can look for is something, well, obviously anything that's out of place.
Yeah.
So, when you see something that people that have extra appendages,
Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah.
those are
Yes.
obvious. But also production value. When you see something that looks too good to be true, it usually is. Because what AI does is it's trained from a data pool. So if it's generating a picture of a model, it's going to use images of models that are shot with professional lighting that look a little bit too good to be real. And it's getting better and better at adding some layers of abstraction to make that feel more like in-world experiences. For instance, you're starting to see pores and pimples on AI. Look closely at some of the AI-generated images. But what's very interesting, if you actually look at them, where do the pores and pimples occur? It's usually at the fringe edges of where Snapchat filters don't cover. Why? Because the data that it's being trained from, people will have those filters on. It'll make a lot of their skin glowing and perfect and remove all the imperfections, but it leaves it in some of the fringe areas, and the AI is picking up on that. So just sort of a weird fact, but that's how we can
I
see.
add 2 more? Oh, go ahead.
No, I think that when, at least we talk to our students, because we're talking about digital literacy and being able to differentiate between these sources, what's a human source and what is an AI source, is if you see a video and it evokes a strong emotional reaction, you really need to check the source.
Yes.
Because so many of them are designed for fear-mongering and just
but
intense
That
reactions.
takes away from why we're doing it sometimes, right? And that is a problem. The thing is, you're like going, no, I like that this is a little crazy, right? I'm not going to check the source, and it's extra work.
Well, it's the theory behind scams. If it's highly emotional, it's eliciting something quickly. There's a call to action, like share this and you're furious or it's funny. Those are actually reasons to pause and really think through what you're looking at.
Yeah. All right. I love the fact that we have digital literacy in classes right now, right? And teaching those kids that.
We start at a very young age. It's so important. And that's why I think so many of our, at least in our family, the grandkids and my nieces and nephews can spot one of these videos before their grandparents, because this is what they're taught.
Yeah. All right.